So from Paris, we took a flight to Istanbul. This was our last leg of the trip and we were really tired. Hello everyone from the busy streets of Istanbul. Hamad and the girls are a bit under the weather, so I spent the day by myself. They were at the hotel and I've been exploring by myself. It's actually been quite fun and a bit of a learning experience. I didn't get to record much stories, but I actually got to see a lot and take in a lot. This time round, we stayed in the Sisli area. Our hotel was called Stay Avant Garden, and it was really good. This whole street was right where our hotel was. There was lots of food. There was a money changer where I got my money changed, and the station was literally a walking distance. This was our second day. First, we hardly got to do anything, and I think the thing that we really wanted to do again was see all the cats. And then we stopped over at the Grand Bazaar. I had such a fun time exploring that. The funny thing is that the first time we came to Turkey, we could not see the Grand Bazaar. I think it was closed on the day that we were supposed to see it, or something or the other happened, and we didn't get to experience that. So this time around, we made it here, and as you can see, this was the outside. The one thing that we found out was that the outside things are slightly cheaper as compared to the inside, which is the main market, and the prices are a little higher in there, but the things are basically the same. So it's just more pretty and insta worthy inside, I guess. So we went ahead and we explored things and we sampled out things inside, but the things that I really like and I wanted to buy, I got them from outside. But this was me taking in everything. Everything was absolutely gorgeous, and you do bargain a lot with them because, yeah, they have jacked up the prices and they know you're a tourist. So yeah, you can find anything and any brand as well, any brand copy by that, I mean. But for me, what I was most interested in was this pottery. I ended up buying some spoon rests, but again, I bought those from outside. And as fun as it was for me and Hamad to explore the markets, the kids were really sick and tired of it. And by this time, Alia had started complaining that she had a earache. So I had to just rush through everything. Otherwise, I swear I would have lived in this shop. This was a literal treasure trove, but we couldn't stop and admire everything. So we just started heading out and I just took in the sights and the sounds. Apparently photography wasn't allowed here. The only thing that made her happy was seeing cats. And then this is us on the outside of the market. Again, everything kind of reminds me of Zena Market and Sutter. But that's my really sad and upset baby. I was really scared by this time that she would be really sick, but luckily it was something that just Calpol fixed. And then we headed home and heard some music in the station. And then we came to the hotel and I found a market again underneath our hotel. Then this was day 3. Again, cats, and cats everywhere. They were counting how many cats they saw. On this day, we decided to head to Taksim Square. This was during the day. Obviously, I had to have the doner kebab. I really missed that. That was a fun part. And then we just walked around here, stopped at some shops. I bought a lot of jewelry actually from here. The girls obviously had to experience the turtle because the smiles on their faces were priceless. I had such a good time seeing them.
Okay. Let's go. Over. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
The other thing that we were really keen on re-experiencing was all the fresh pomegranate juice. So this is us walking towards, let me think, what is it called? I think it was the Sultan Ahmed area. This is where we were walking and the girls were stopping everywhere to just find cats. In the end, I think they counted 44 cats for our 4 days that we spent in Turkey. And we were trying to get a cruise to go and visit the Asian side. And this is us. We got on a boat and that's Europe. And then you turn around, and on the other side, it's Asia. That was so cool. The girls really enjoyed seeing that. Look, Mama, we're crossing a continent. And it is amazing how Turkey has this really marvelous thing about it. And then we were back after our cruise to Taksim Square. I wanted to see Taksim Square at night because it is a total and complete vibe. We then had dinner at Taksim Square because I always wanted to. And then we recreated some photos actually, which I also wanted to. And then we took this little lane to head out. And then we found out that they have all these bars and clubs in here, which we couldn't stop at because the girls were really tired by this time. The next morning we headed out and as usual had some fresh juice, and then we went to the mosque. This was the Suleymaniye Mosque. Along with the mosque is also the tomb of Sultan Suleiman Khan and his family. The mosque was beautiful. Since we had seen the Grand Mosque and everything else on our last trip, we decided to check out this one on this trip, and it didn't disappoint. It was actually a gorgeous mosque, and we just spent some time and then left. The area along the mosque, it's a big compound, and then you walk behind it. This is where all of his relatives and family members are buried. So you walk through it, and then you walk outside towards the garden, which has a really nice view of the city. You could stand here and check out the rest of Istanbul, but then you look down and then you see more of Istanbul. So yeah, goes on to show that every city has its beautiful side, and then there is the not so beautiful side. You've just got to pick and choose what you see and what you can ignore. There was this little alleyway behind the mosque that we just had to take because every time I see an alleyway, I just have to find out where it heads. It didn't head anywhere, but this is us. We're walking towards the Eminonu markets. So we just walked out, and on our way, we came across this little fresh juice stall. So guess what time it was? It was time for some more fresh juice. So we stopped and had some, and then we had some more actually after this one because it was so good. We had fresh orange juice and fresh pomegranate juice. If you are in Istanbul, I highly, highly suggest that you try out fresh juice. Then this is a walk towards the Eminonu markets. There were some shops in there that I obviously stopped and checked out, but then mostly there were all these vendors selling their wares on the pavement, I guess. It was an education, but I think it's called Eminonu Bazaar. So check it out again. So many things to see. They were selling fresh watermelon that we definitely got because we have got fruit lovers in our place. So we bought that for Shanze. Look at how happy she is. And definitely, if you are in Turkey, check out the grilled corn. I forgot to pay for it. The guy was so sweet. Went back and paid for it when I went to get a second one. Then this is the harbor side. On the other side is the Grand Bazaar. But again, we didn't go there because we didn't have the time. And then this is where we just sat and saw the sunset and walked around. If you have time, explore more of the Eminonu harbor side. It's a beautiful place. You walk over the Galata Bridge. I think that's what it's called. It's a nice walk. And then they have all these restaurants that are along the harbor where they catch fresh seafood and they sell it. And obviously, some entertainment and music is a must. The last time we were here, Hamad had this fish sandwich, balik something it was called. It's fresh fish caught from the sea and served to you on the boat. I'm not a fan of that, so after he ate that, we came for dinner. This is what I'm a fan of, a big show. We had this the last time as well. This was tabuk something, and it was served in a clay pot. It was spectacular, just the view of it. So they roast it in the fire, and then they use a knife or a sword to slash it off. Yep, and then they serve it in your platter. Just look at that. So good. So good. Sizzling chicken. And that was it. That was our last day. We headed home as soon as we woke up. We were all tired by this time and ready to go home. Thank you, Istanbul.